walking the Amazon. Amazing journey ends after 6,000 miles.
Ed Stafford became the first man in history to walk the length of the Amazon River from the source to the sea. He walked for 860 days. The journey began in April 2008 when Ed left the town of Camaná on the Pacific coast of Peru. It ended in August 2010 when he arrived in Maruda on the Atlantic coast of Brazil. He went through 3 countries, Peru, Colombia and Brazil. The journey took nearly 2.5 years. "I did it for the adventure," says Ed.
Ed's blog, the 12th of July, the day I nearly died. Today I was walking next to the river when I nearly stood on a snake. I stopped immediately. The snake's fangs were going in and out. I was terrified. I didn't move. 1 bite and you're dead in 3 hours. The 10th of September, knives and guns. Early this morning, we were crossing the river by boat when we saw 5 canoes. The tribesmen were carrying knives and guns. They were angry because we didn't have permission to be on their land. We left as fast as we could. The 24th of November, the jungle at night. I was lying in my hammock last night trying to sleep, but it was impossible because the noise of the jungle was so loud. Monkeys were screaming in the trees, and millions of mosquitoes were buzzing round my head. I took a sleeping pill and finally fell asleep at 3 a.m.
A car bomb exploded in central Moscow yesterday morning, killing 3 people who were shopping in a market and injuring many more. Most of those injured were women who were out shopping for food in the early morning and children who were on holiday. Terrorists say they planted the bomb. Last night, thieves in New York broke into the Museum of Modern Art and escaped with 3 paintings by Picasso valued at $80 million. Cameras were recording the rooms all the time, but the guard who was watching the screens saw nothing. Museum officials didn't discover the theft until the next morning. A national strike in France yesterday brought the country to a complete stop. Offices, banks, schools and shops all closed, and there were no trains or buses throughout the whole country. Workers were protesting for higher pay, longer holidays and a shorter working week. The actor James Robertson died last night at his home in Hollywood, California. He was suffering from cancer. With him were his 5 children, his ex-wife, and his second wife, Cherie. The 71-year-old actor is best known for his role as the cowboy Dexter in Mad Men of the West. And finally, sport. Arsenal last night beat Real Madrid 2-1. At half-time, the Spanish side were winning 1-0, but then 2 goals by Johansson gave the London team a win.
The burglar who fell asleep.
Last Sunday evening, a burglar broke into a large, expensive house in the centre of Paris. First, he went into the living room, and he quickly and quietly filled his sack with all the silverware and a priceless Chinese vase. Next, he went to the kitchen and found some delicious cheese and 2 bottles of the best champagne. He was feeling extremely hungry and thirsty, so he ate all the cheese and drank all the champagne. Suddenly, he felt very tired. He went upstairs to the bedroom and lay down on a big, comfortable bed, and immediately fell fast asleep. He slept very well. Unfortunately, when he woke up the next morning, 3 policemen were standing round his bed.